You may have heard of the popular drink known as kombucha. Maybe you like sauerkraut or kimchi. They all have something in common. They are fermented, or they've gone through a fermentation process. And this ancient process is becoming very popular again. Austin Durant is here with more on this weekend's first ever San Diego Fermentation Festival. Austin, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Heather. Great to be here.
What's going on Sunday? Super Bowl Sunday of all days.
Super Bowl Sunday, yes. Or as I like to call it, Sander Bowl. Our guest keynote speaker is Sander Katz. He's the guy that wrote the books on fermentation, all the different foods and beverages, and he's going to be our keynote. He's going to be talking about the culture and the history of fermentation. But the festival also has tons of workshops where you can come and learn from local area experts about how to make kombucha, how to make your own homemade sodas, how to make vegetables, how to make pickles. So there's going to be a lot of learning, as well as a do-it-yourself station where you can actually take fresh organic vegetables, and we'll teach you how to literally walk through, and you get to take home a jar for fermentation.
I love it. Okay, so he's going to teach me this morning. I don't know anything about this. He already had me attempt to taste one of the drinks. I smelled it and thought, I'm okay. So why do this? Is this good for us?
Yes, so fermentation is a way to transform and to preserve food, and that's what they used to do back in the days before refrigeration. So now what we realize is modern science is catching up is that it's actually very good for us. So the very organisms that break down the food and ferment it are the same ones that are in our gut. So that actually makes, and our gut health is really what we're learning with, again, modern science, I say, catching up to traditional wisdom,
right,
is that it's very good for us.
It affects everything when you have all those things in the right place at the
right
time, if you will. Okay, let's start over here on this table. We're making this, which is?
This is called beet kvass. It is a vegetable tonic, which consists of beets, and we're adding a little bit of cabbage and onions.
Okay, so you would slice everything up.
That's right.
You would put it in a bowl. The bowl transfers into the jar, add water and salt.
That's right.
And how long does this sit for? Not in the fridge, by the way. This actually sits out on your countertop.
That's right. Fermentation, the bacteria that like to ferment food are the same as us. Like, we like to live at room temperature or more. So room temperature for about 2 weeks. And then you'll drain out the vegetables here, and you get this lovely beet-colored...
what is left. Okay, I'm going to try it.
Right,
I'm going to cheers you on it. It looks like fruit punch. I don't think it tastes like fruit punch.
It's probably not going to taste like fruit punch.
It's very salty.
It's very salty. That's why we call it a tonic, because it's not meant to drink like a glass of juice or something.
If you're super thirsty, you're not going to be chugging this as a way to refresh yourself.
Well, I mean, actually, believe it or not, salty drinks can be refreshing. But again, this has a lot of the probiotic content, as well as the vitamins and minerals that are in the vegetables.
Okay, okay. So that's beet kvass.
Beet kvass.
Beet kvass. Yes. Okay. What's going on over here?
So this is I'm going to teach you how to make yogurt in 30 seconds.
Okay.
So this is a strain of yogurt. As you know, yogurt is just milk that has a culture that's been added to it. So when you buy yogurt in the store, it's had milk that's the culture's been added. So this is a specific kind of culture from Scandinavia called Viili, and what it does is, because of the cold climate in Scandinavia, it will actually ferment at room temperature. So for a guy like me, I don't like to fuss around with stuff. I can just do this. So I'm just going to take a couple tablespoons.
Where would I buy this?
So this is hard to buy. This is one of these where you kind of got to know somebody. Like, I have a good friend who's Finnish, who's from Finland, and her family has literally been holding on to this culture for generations. So
wow. Okay.
But the good news is that it easily replicates itself. So I'm just going to add. See, it's kind of it's a gloopy style of it's a little bit stringy and gloopy,
but
it's fun.
Consistency.
It is, yeah, right. I mean, it's considered a yogurt. So I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons, and then I'm just going to take milk.
Culture. Now this is unpasteurized milk.
This is unpasteurized milk.
Okay.
You can certainly use pasteurized milk,
okay,
but I prefer the flavor of the raw stuff. And basically, I'm just going to fill the jar.
Okay.
And I'm going to stir it up a little bit, just to make sure the critters get a good get their way through the...
When you say critters, and then you're going to serve it to me, eh?
Yes,
right. Alarms go off.
The critters and I have a good relationship, but I can understand. It's basically bacteria and yeast that are very helpful to us. So most of the bacterial and microbial world is actually good for us. It's there's a few bad ones, of course, that can make us sick. When we do fermentation, we want to keep those out.
Right.
And that's what the strategy. That's why we add salt, because salt actually keeps out bad bacteria, the ones
stuff.
that can make us sick. But there are certain bacteria that ferment that are okay with salt. So.
I love this. Okay, well, hey, there's a lot to learn on Sunday, that's for sure. The first ever, and they're going to make it an annual event, San Diego Fermentation Festival. Again, it's taking place this Sunday from 10 to 3, so don't worry, you'll still catch the Super Bowl on time. Game starts at 3. It's at the Ranch up in Encinitas. That's 450 Quail Gardens Drive. For more information, there's the website at the bottom of your screen, and you'll be out there, Austin, too. People have questions, they can come up to you, right?
Absolutely. Just look for the man in the cape.
The man in the cape. All right. Austin, thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining us this morning. Interesting, nevertheless. We keep learning new stuff by just going back to old, ancient traditions, and you got to love that. Absolutely. All right, we're taking a short break, and we are back right after this.